Hello and welcome back to Forgotten Pompey's YouTube channel. Today we're going to be looking at who I think is Pompey's best players by the shirt numbers 1 to 11. If you already don't subscribe to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. I'd like to hit 100 followers by the time the new season starts. Now, let's get into the video. Now, shirt numbers to most people don't really mean a thing, but for me, they're quite important. I am a big believer in that certain positions should have certain squad numbers, and not Lauren wearing the number 10. Problem is only ever since the 1999-2000 season have Pompey had assigned squad numbers. So I've had to come up with some rules. Those who played for the club before the squad numbers were assigned will be given squad numbers. So, for example, Alan Knight obviously would be in number 1, Alan McLaughlin would be in number 4, and Paul Walsh I'd give a number 9. I'd like to thank Wayne Harris, who has helped me on Twitter with those who played in the 80s and I weren't too sure on what squad numbers they wore because it's before my time. Sorry to any listeners out there who watched Pompey before the 80s, but I haven't included any of them players because I generally cannot give an opinion on it. Please go and give Wayne a follow on Twitter. I'll leave his Twitter link in the description. Number 1. The only real choices for the number 1 jersey is either Alan Knight or David James. Alan Knight played over 800 games for the club, 2 player of the seasons, a fantastic servant, played in all 4 divisions, played in the FA Cup semi-final against Liverpool, versus David James, who also won 2 player of the seasons, won the FA Cup, played in the Premier League, to play for England at a World Cup while still a Pompey player. This is a hard one to call. Now, my heart says one thing, head says the other. But for me, I'd have to give it to Alan Knight. You know, not only was he a fantastic goalkeeper and had fantastic games, but to play over 800 games for the club. I know a lot of you out there will probably say David James, but I'm more than happy to give the jersey the number 1 spot to Alan Knight. Number 2. Now for me, I would say only 3 players worthy of the shirt that have worn the number 2. So that's Andy Orford, Warren Neal and Envoy Primus. Warren Neal and Andy Orford part of that 92 FA Cup semi-final team. Warren Neal putting in that fantastic pass for Darren Anderson. Andy Orford, only 19 at the time, stayed on in the club for the rest of his career. 1 player of the season, fantastic servant for the club. But for me, the only player that probably, in my opinion, takes the shirt is Envoy Primus. You know, came in, signed, very cheap. You know, never really expecting him to go on to do what he did for the club. You know, the season we went up, he got player of the season. And if I remember rightly, you know, Harry Redknapp didn't even really want him in the team. Eddie Howe got injured in the first game of the season. Linvoy stepped in, 1 player of the season, helped Pompey get promoted to the Premier League. Then he, you know, fantastic in the Premier League again, built up a great partnership with Sol Campbell. That tackle on Rooney, you know, what a player. So for me, quite easily, Linvoy Primus gets the number 2. Number 3. For me, there are more worthy contenders for the number 3 shirt than there is for the number 2. So you've got the likes of Paul Hardyman, John Beresford, Ray Daniel, Dejan Stevanovic, Edna Stevens, Eunice Kabor and Ricardo Rocha. For me though, the player who's going to take the number 3 is Dejan Stevanovic. Dejan is a very underrated player in my opinion. 1 player of the season, what a fantastic find by Harry Redknapp. Part of me also wants to go for Ricardo Rocha for his performance in the FA Cup semi-final and the final of 2010. and also he smashed the ball at Scummer fans. Also holds him very high regarded in my eyes. But Dejan Savanovic, for me, he takes the number 3 shirt. Number 4. Only one person's getting this shirt. Alan McLaughlin. No one else can even come close. You know, shout out to Kevin Dillon and Andreas at D'Alessandro. But Alan McLaughlin, all day long, you know, what a player. My first ever hero as a kid, supporting the club. You know, what can I say? There's nothing I can say that do that man any justice other than what a absolute club legend. Rest in peace, Macca. Number 5. Quite a few players here that are worthy of the number 5 shirt. Noel Blake, Kit Simons, Glenn Johnson, Matt Clark. But for me, there's only one winner. Glenn Johnson, FA Cup winner, player of the season, played for England, signed for Liverpool for, was it 18, 19 million? Nicked a toilet seat from B&Q. What else can I say about the man? God, just editing this video and I've just realised I didn't even mention Jamie O'Hara because he's definitely one of the best number 5s we've had. But Glenn Johnson still gets the number 5. Number 6. Billy Gilbert, Guy Butters, Arjun Dazoo, Christian Burgess are all fantastic players who wore number 6 for Pompey. But there's only one player who's going to get it, and that's Sasana Diarra. Unbelievably, in my last video, someone actually overrated him. For me, yeah, okay, you're entitled to your opinion, but he clearly is probably our best player we've ever had. Number 7. Now, there's quite a few contenders for number 7. Got Neil Webb, Mark Chamberlain, Paul Hall, Kevin Harper, and Herman Ariderson. I know a lot of you would probably pick Herman Ariderson, but I'm actually going to go for Neil Webb here. Before my time, but seeing a lot of footage of him play, the amount of goals he scored. He got 18 goals from, you know, wide midfield, which was very rare in them days. You know, that happens a lot now, but that was kind of unheard of. So big respect to Neil Webb. You know, he went on to play for Nottingham Forest under Brian Clough and then played for Manchester United, played for England at a World Cup. Yeah, no, Neil Webb for me gets the shirt. Number 8. Nick Kennedy, Martin Call, Steve Stone, Papa Bouba Diop and Brett Pittman, all very good number 8s that have served the club. But there's only one player, and we all know who it is. It's the GOAT himself, Robert Prozoneski. My favourite player of all time. Never seen anything like it on the pitch. You're talking about a man who could barely move, but could put about 4 or 5 players on their bum with just one turn. Scored some fantastic goals, got lots of assists. You know, what a player he was. Number 9. Now, I've got to try not to upset all the Pompey dads out there. Mark Haitley, number 9. I'm sorry, he's not the best number 9. I know for a lot of you, you adore him, you love him, but he's not being my number 9. Nor is Todorov. That was a hard call. Svetozar Todorov, you know, what a player. Top goal scorer in Division 1 when we won the league. But he's not getting it. Nor is Peter Crouch. For me, there's only one player who's getting the number 9. And I'm sure a lot of you will be happy about it. And that's Paul Walsh. What a season he had with Guy Whittingham. What a partnership in the 92-93 season. Player of the year. It's a shame, you know, he went to Man City, he come back, got lots of injuries, had to give up playing. But what a player. What a player. Yeah, easy for me. Number 9 goes to Paul Walsh. Number 10. Now, this is a hard one, a very hard one. This is the 5th time I've had to record this now because I keep changing my mind. So these are number 10s we're going to be looking at. Alan Bailey, Mick Quinn, Guy Whittingham, Paul Merson, Teddy Sheringham. As great players as Alan Bailey, Quinn and Sheringham all were, there's only 2 that I'm really going to be looking at, and that's Guy Whittingham and Paul Merson. You're talking about Guy Whittingham, record goal scorer, 42 league goals in one season. Played in the FA Cup semi-final against Liverpool. Top scorer on quite a few seasons. One player of the seasons. versus Paul Merson. You know, the main reason why we got promoted to the Premier League. One of the best players I've ever seen in a Pompey shirt. This is hard. But my final decision is the last time I'm going to record it. A number 10 shirt is going to Paul Merson. I'm sorry, Guy. You're very worthy of getting it. If people disagree with me, please put a comment in the comment section. I'm more than happy. If people chose Guy to go over Merson, I wouldn't be upset by it. But for me, Paul Merson gets the number 10. Number 11. So on to the last number now. Number 11, you got likes of Vince Hilaire, Darren Anderson, Solly Montari, Gary Roberts. This one's a bit more easier than number 10. I'm going to give this to Darren Anderson. I did at one point think about giving it to Vince Hilaire, but nah, Darren Anderson, again, what a player. Part of the FA Cup team again, mentioned with other players. What a season he had. Went on to Spurs, played for England, scored in the World Cup. Yeah, Darren Anderson for me. He deserves to get the number 11 shirt. So that's how we're going to end the video on Darren Anderson getting the number 11. If you agreed at all with me or disagreed, please leave a comment in the comment section. If you haven't already, subscribe. Hit the like button. If you like this sort of content, hit 10 likes. I'll make a part 2. Perhaps we go from shirt numbers 12 to 20 and keep going. I'm glad people enjoyed my last video. I asked for 10 likes. I've got more than 10 likes. I'm rating your tweets. I'll do a part 2. That'll be coming soon. Please keep an eye out for future videos. There'll be goal compilations coming up. Best of players. All sorts of ideas that I'm coming up with at the moment. Any other ideas, again, put them in the comment section. I'll have a look. Follow me on Twitter, link in the description. Thank you for your time. Play at Pompey.